Yeah, hi everyone. Andrew Kerr from Network Migration Services. Just like to read you something that was announced last week regarding ANZSCO codes. Right, the Australian and New Zealand Standard Classification of Occupations, in other words ANZSCOs, used by Immigration New Zealand for visa applications is to be replaced by a comparable but separate system for both countries, Australia and New Zealand. Statistics New Zealand will be introducing a new New Zealand classification system, which is the National Occupations List. The first version of the NOL will be released on the 20th of November 2024. The announcement was made today by the announcement was made last week. I just wrote this yesterday, my apologies. The announcement was made by the Australian Bureau of Statistics and Statistics New Zealand. It follows a consultation period which found strong support for separate systems because the labour market in both countries has changed so much, especially recently. It will take some time for Immigration New Zealand to transition to the new classification system, and up until then, we'll continue to use the Australian and New Zealand standard classification of the occupations list, which is the current ANZSCO. We'll provide further updates, of course, and it will closer to the time, closer to November, and it will be further updated in 2025 when the full switchover date is going to actually take place. ANZSCO grades occupations according to skill levels, ranging from 1 to 5, with 1 being the most skilled and 5 being, of course, the lesser skilled. NOL, the National Occupations List, is an independent New Zealand-focused occupations list for obvious reasons. Comparable but tailored occupational classifications for Australia and New Zealand, published by the Australian Bureau of Statistics on the 8th of October 2024, indicates that while maintaining comparability with ABS, we have introduced our own tailored occupation statistical classification. The NOL enables officials to add new and emerging occupations to meet user demand and need and better reflect New Zealand's labour market and economy. Maintaining alignment with Australia and internationally will ensure compatibility across the New Zealand and Australia international labour markets and economies. The Joint Australian and New Zealand Classifications Occupations List was established in 2006, in other words, the current ANZSCO. The labour markets in both countries have changed dramatically, and the differences are greater than when the Joint Management Occupations List commenced nearly 20 years ago. Benefits for New Zealand, comparability with Australia is crucial, and this will be maintained as a New Zealand-focused list is introduced, with the benefits of reflecting New Zealand's modern labour market. Equally, our Trans-Tasman mutual recognition of accreditation remains unchanged, which is good news. Benefits for Australia, joint management of the occupations classification has served both countries well. With the increased diversity in the Australian and New Zealand labour markets, this is no longer the case. Having an occupations classification which reflects contemporary Australian labour market is a critical step, while ensuring that Trans-Tasman agreements and comparisons can continue to remain unchanged. And as I said earlier, it will come into effect from the 20th of November. If you need any information on anything at all for Australia and New Zealand, please don't hesitate to email me, andrew@networkmigration.com. And just a reminder, those of you going to Australia and New Zealand on holidays should be getting on with it, because the visas, those particular VAC centres are getting extremely busy issuing visitors visas for specific holidays through the Christmas period. Stay in touch, andrew@networkmigration.com. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you very much. Ciao.